Well. Okay. I call the December 1st meeting of the St. Joseph County Regional Water and Sewer District Board to order. Roll call. Don Smessert,
Absent.
Roger Norris, present. Jessica Clark,
Present.
Mike Dobson,
Here.
Brianna McCall,
Present.
Jacob Kolosinski, Sky Metters,
Here.
Brian Chris.
Here.
Jessica sent out the minutes of the November 6th meeting. Is there any discussion on these minutes? If not, I need a motion, please.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Treasurer's report.
We do not have financials for the month or the accounts payable. Those will all be processed at our January meeting. We do have for consideration if the board wants to review it and discuss it, the Crone and Associates engagement for 2026. The services outlined are what they perform for us on a monthly basis for our financials and invoicing. And it is a request for that fee to be set at $2,000 per month. It currently is at $1,750 and it has not changed since 2018. So they're just asking for the consideration to set their monthly annual services for our financial advisor at $2,000 per month.
Okay. Is there any discussion from the board members on this financial consulting services?
My question really would be to Jessica. Are you overall satisfied with the service that's being provided? Obviously, you have to work with Steve on a weekly basis.
Yes. I think they're responsive to our requests and
I mean,
keep our bills going on a monthly basis.
hearing that and also that they haven't had an increase in their monthly or annual fees since 2018, I'd recommend approval of Crone and Associates for our financials for 2026.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. I guess district project updates. Oh, wait a minute. Is there any request for municipal services into the district?
No requests. We do have our proposed 2026 meeting schedule. If the board members, if they had any comments, questions. Oh, I gotta change that tab. Otherwise, we can adopt the schedule and have it published. Or we'll send it out to the media outlets and have it.
Did you send out the schedule?
Yes.
You have a copy? I'm sorry, I thought I had it.
So basically, Jessica, the only date or the only month we haven't really dictated a meeting is July then.
Currently, yes.
Okay.
April.
And
Oh,
in April.
And for April, it's vacation time when we usually meet the first week in April. So consequently, we decided last year to start not meeting in April. If there are no other questions, can I get a motion to approve our 2026 regular meeting schedule?
I'll make a motion to approve the schedule as outlined.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay, district project updates. Granger,
Yeah, I guess that's me. Did we,
Yes, it is.
did we go through general being in business? All right. So you have now had the draft MOU. Mary sent it to you all, as well as the attachments and exhibits for the MOU. It has not changed since it was emailed to you earlier, in November, about, I believe about 10 days ago now. It was sent to you in clean and red line. The red line was pretty straightforward. There wasn't a ton of changes. There were a few changes that affected you or the district in general. I think that, we've talked about before section 5 is kind of a part of that. But before that, section 4 lists out the priorities for the TIF dollars. And I think you've moved down to 3 for the regional improvements as opposed to the second priority. But that was because it was discovered by the city and the county that they still needed funding to build out the loop to feed to the new data center. So that there's an initial service where they're just going to run some things out there, but just to get that really shored up would be the second priority. And then the third priority would be construction of the regional water improvements. As you all know, Shalio was here at a couple meetings ago, and Bill made it clear that the TIF dollars anticipated to be generated from this one data center probably are not going to make it all the way down that waterfall. There will need to be other economic development in that region in order to get to regional funding. But, frankly, that's probably good for this board to have that type of time to start planning, because I think if it were my initial thought of a couple of years, I don't know that that's doable. So I do think that overall, I have no problems with the MOU, but I'm open to questions or concerns.
are there any questions for our council?
I've got no questions.
None.
Okay, is there a motion to approve this document, the memorandum of understanding for the URC matters?
I'll make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding as outlined.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Very good.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. I will need signatures. Mary will go around and get signatures of the officers on that before we leave here today. Otherwise, in Granger, I don't believe I have anything else for Granger at the moment,
Okay.
at least not pressing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything in the Carriage Hills sub-district? Or Wyatt district? Or Auten district? Report of county officers, area plan, county surveyor, county health, county engineer,
No report.
old business. New pardon?
Actually, I'll go under old business because I don't know that you've all been updated. But Don and I appeared before the County Regional Development, the County Redevelopment Commission to support Bill Shalio's request for reimbursement of our costs that were directly related to the board. And it primarily is the cost of your 3 advisors who were involved in that IURC process, except for Parr Ritchie, that secondary law firm that was hired out of Indianapolis. They were paid directly by the county, but you had incurred expenses in my time, my office's time, JPR's time, and Cronin Associates. And they approved that reimbursement of 90-some thousand dollars, up to $90,000. I don't think we'd gotten there yet. They left an amount of room for this process and some other fees. So the county has fully at this point, the county has fully reimbursed the district on the Mishawaka IURC matter, and with the MOU being signed today, that I believe basically puts us done. There is still a component, Granger Water is still disputing the settlement. And I don't know what the OUCC and the IURC are going to do with that, but the committee would advise you, and I don't think we need to take action, but to stay out of that process. It deals with water, which this body has not really had a whole lot of involvement in the past. It also is a solution that you put forth just 6 months ago that Granger Water was a good option. So to come in now and say that they're not, I think doesn't make us the very best witness in that process. So, and I think that the committee agrees with that perspective. So, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn on behalf of Don, Mike, and Jessica when I say that we have not pro-offered testimony, and I don't think we're going to be compelled to do so. So effectively, we're done, except in the event that they can somehow derail the whole settlement. But I wouldn't see that happening. I will also put on your radar that there is a second IURC matter being opened by the city of New Carlisle, or the town of New Carlisle. They would like to establish their own extraterritorial jurisdiction. They've realized maybe that fighting these projects is not as fruitful as owning them. So they are potentially filing, and we're told that the city of South Bend may also have something it wants to do to adjust its extraterritorial limits. However, I've encouraged representatives of the city to speak with us before filing an IURC matter, so hopefully we can bypass the costs and expenses. But the RDC, my point in that long-winded statement was the RDC approved your reimbursement for Mishawaka and also approved the cost reimbursement of your costs that may be incurred in New Carlisle. So when we get the IURC pleadings for New Carlisle, we will review them to ensure they're not trying to take something that currently belongs to this body and be able to react accordingly.
Very good. Any questions?
Nobody wanted it, now they all want it.
Okay, if there are no other questions on the matter, is there any new business?
I have one thing for new business, and I have said this before, but I caution you again. You have not enacted a rate ordinance in many of your sub-districts in years. You are statutorily allowed to increase rates without a public hearing up to 5% annum to cover your costs and inflation. I believe that inflation is more than that over that time period, and you may be remiss in losing that opportunity. I would have advised that at the end of every year, we do an updated rate ordinance to make sure that you are in line with the costs that you are expending, and that you are building up reserves. You saw what the updated rate ordinance has done to Wyatt and its fortunes. And you see also how quickly money can be spent on things like the IURC. So I would caution you that you once again, I don't think we have time to do it now, but it may be something you want to consider in 2026 as far as updating your rate ordinances.
Okay. We can further discuss that probably under old business in January when Steve Carter is here. Because you may have to do a little research and put some numbers together on all 4 of the districts.
Would it be wise to ask him before we get to that January
Because we're
meeting?
preparing that,
Yeah.
but especially with it being toward the end of the year, then we'd have our full
Yeah.
year financial.
And maybe January is the right month. I'm not making that analysis. I'm just cautioning that the statute's pretty well thought through. And I think that some of your municipal representatives will tell you that they use it. I mean, there's a time where you have to catch up on some of these things cautiously. And I'm not saying we get into the Marshall County dilemma, but cautiously. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Privilege of the floor. Call for adjournment.
So
Do I have a
moved.
motion?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Good job. 17 minutes.
Giving Don a run for his money.